Hey, sorry about that. My laptop died. There's catching up to me. My laptop died and it went off so quick. And then when I cut it back on, it had ended the last live. So I had to start over. So actually, I'm just going to label this one part two and I'm going to go from where I left off. So Larissa's boobs come up in there. And Larissa kind of looks like botched. Like she should be on an episode of Botched because she's had way too much plastic surgery and she's had way too little of speaking clearer or better English. And Larissa is one of the people from 90 Days who I really don't like because one, Larissa gave us this whole song and dance about her kids, and it's like we're years later and those kids still aren't here. You've called 3 cases, had 25 plastic surgeries, you've been on 18,000 different shows, you made a flick, you're doing a lot. You know what I mean? I'm like, but anyway, that's Larissa. So she's here, and we see she's gonna throw her body around because she's walking around like an adult film star. And I'm like, yeah, Larissa's gonna throw her body around. We'll see how far that goes because she looks kind of scary. Uh, that's what I was honestly thinking about Larissa when I saw her. And I stopped being a fan of hers a while back, and I'm just like, oh, it's such a bad image of what she thinks is beauty in this world to me, because if beauty is doing what she's doing to herself, then I'd just rather be who I was. I'd rather accept who I was, no matter who liked it and who didn't. Um, so then after that, Wes comes in. Now Wes comes from Real World, and then he's best known for like the challenges, and he's won the challenges 3 times. I like Wes. I always have liked Wes. Once again, Wes is kind of like Johnny Bananas for me, where to me they understand the strategy of this game of one winner. They kind of understand it, and we have a group of people and alliances and all that stuff. They understand it from there. Um, but the difference between West and Bananas is West is kind of a jerk. Bananas can be a jerk, and some might say he's a big jerk, but West is a bigger jerk. Like West could be a bigger dick than Bananas is, to me, in my opinion, and over the years of watching. And yeah, so West comes in, uh, you know, uh, what else? What West comes in, he doesn't really do anything. He comes in, people know him, uh, people know who he is. He's speaking or whatever to people. We're gonna later find out about him in New York. Might as well say it now, but uh, Wes and New York know each other from a cooking show, but obviously it must not have did too much that people know it because nobody seems to know that they were ever on this show. Or maybe if they don't know that they connected with each other as friends, on the show, which rewinds me back when New York. Oh, she has to come in because she's about to come in. Sorry, doesn't rewind me back because I'm thinking about Safari coming in. So the last person to come in is New York. Now, New York was here last season. New York has been on a million reality shows from Flavor of Love. That's where we met her at. Flavor of Love. Then I Love New York. Then New York Gets a Job. New York, and her and Taylor made and they whole little relationship they was having. Then New York was on Real Chance of Love. Then New York was on. I mean, New York was everywhere reality goes. She's been there. So she was on what that what's Carlos King's show? Like 15 Minutes of Fame. She was on that. She's been on a bunch of shows. She's a reality groupie. She's always on a reality show, and she always comes looking for a spinoff. She always comes giving drama, giving good, reality TV, giving you a good chuckle. Sometimes being team too much, so she's back. So she's back, and I'm like, oh, you got a bunch of people in here, a bunch of different characters. So she decides she wants to go upstairs and go find a room that was the room she was once in, and she was gonna get that room back. But she finds out that Camilla and Teresa have the room together. So she's like, oh, I'm gonna go down there, I'm gonna get it because I get what I want. And she basically, I'm like, one thing about see, to me, Teresa plays slow because somewhere that fits that image that she believes, like to be this kind of wife, to be this kind of woman, you do these things and you do this and you do that. But some of it is like, girl, you're not this dumb as you play to be. Because Teresa always plays slow, but it seems like a lot. I mean, even back in the day, goes over her head. It does. So Tiffany's talking, but yet through all the BS Tiffany's throwing, she gets it. Like, oh, you want to be in a room with me? And really, New York was trying to throw you out, but she'll take that as long as she's in that room. That's all New York cares about. So anyway, I'm thinking, ooh, Camilla in New York finna bump heads about this room. She's not gonna let her put out. But then Camilla says, you know what? I'll give you my spot. I ain't no chick to bag down. I ain't that type of chick. And I'll give you my spot. But you got to promise to save me. So the first shady alliance is being made. I'm like, oh, okay, we know where this gonna go. Because New York just don't want to go home by episode 3. She want to make it 4, 5 episodes this time. You know what I'm saying? So they make their alliance with each other. Safari and Richard end up getting a room together, and like I said, Safari is a character to me. And then sometimes he always likes to me, this is just my opinion. Safari almost sometimes like to act like he ain't been living in America his whole life. Most of his life. A lot of his life. Like he'll act because he'll tell you one minute, oh, I've been with Nicki Minaj for 12 years, but then in the same breath he'll be saying something like, I don't know. I don't know. He always Safari is a character. Safari is such a character to me. Hold on one second. Let me see what this is. But yeah, so after that, so after they all go in the house, they go in them rooms. Anyway, they get a challenge. They get told they're gonna have a challenge. They're gonna do their first challenge. So this first challenge is gonna break them down into 2 teams. These 2 teams are going to. So it's about breaking out. The challenge was called. What was it? Let's see. That's what a good thing about writing notes, because when you try to remember everything in your head, um, it was crimes against reality television. So they had like 5 cells lined up to each other, and each team got 5 people on it. So we just gonna say one team was West team, and we're gonna say the other team was New York's team. So on West team, so inside of these 5 cages, you got to go through all 4 of them. So you really breaking each other out. So each of y'all is standing in a cell, a different cell. So I break out of my cell into your cell, then we break out together. But there's different ways to get out. One, you going through a little wall, breaking down a wall, unscrewing it, going through the vent. The next one, so then one has chains, it's all this stuff. The last one has a code to open the door. Now, inside of each one of these rooms, there's a button you can push. Now, if you push this button, whoever pushes this button is safe. They have immunity. Okay? They have immunity. But also, their team will have to be paused for 60 seconds. And, that's taking time off, giving the other team time to either catch up, whatever, or win. So, New York's team, no, first, West team says, hey, guys, West says, hey, let's not push the immunity button. Nobody push it. We just gonna go through this together. You know what I mean? We're just gonna do it. Nobody push it. Literally, every person on the team agrees. They agree. All right, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that. Let's get over to New York's team. When they getting ready to go in, Jesse says, hey, guys, let's not push the immunity. Jesse and one other person says, yeah. And I'm like, that's not good for the team because somebody's going to push that button. So when they go for the first one, Safari's in the first door. He just kicks the door. Bam, he kicks through, so he's instantly in. So now they one ahead. They unscrewing. It's Jesse. Now, I'm like, Jesse came in here, falling down, you're doing push-ups for us. But then he's having trouble unscrewing these screws to take the vent off. And so I'm like, this is so weird. This is not where I would expect him to get stuck. But anyway, so he's doing that. They get to the next one. Long story short, when they get to the second one, going into the third one, which is the third sale for Jesse's team, New York's team, when they're doing that, New York is sitting there thinking about her nail and breaking her nail and how she had to start pulling on this rope, and I thought to myself, if I'm in a challenge for 200,000 and I'm in this challenge that's gonna have me being physical, I'm gonna break a nail. I might break a finger, to be honest with you. So New York pulls the lever. She pulls it and it pauses her team. Now, mind you, her team was behind. They were one sail behind the other team, behind West and them already. And now they have to wait for 60 seconds. But lucky for them, during the 60 seconds that they were waiting, West team was stuck. They hadn't got past this one part. So New York's team is mad. So they just start firing through. Next thing you know, they are like neck and neck. They done made it to the bottom, to the final sale together. Like both teams are going. But they had to find a code. So, Wes is yelling out stuff to throw him off, like, oh, the code's on the floor. Good thing we found it on the floor. And they looking, and I swear Jesse, y'all, is turning stuff over. He's looking all around, looking for the code. Well, Safari and them get the code, they win. Okay, so they win. They make Safari the head of the household. Okay, they make him the head of the household, and he picks Wes and Jesse to be the people that he makes immune to go out to this, on the event with him. Anyway, New York's team is mad. You could tell they don't drag too deep in it. Well, at least they don't in the editing to that. They don't drag too deep in that. But when Safari West and Jesse go on their date, we just gonna call it a date. When they go on their date, it's at a place called Jack's. As soon as I saw Jack's name, I said, "Oh, Jax is coming." So Jax comes in. He's talking to him. He's telling him basically that he made so many mistakes, like bragging about how much money he had, being cocky, showing his strengths. The blah 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 blah. Jax. But Jax also told him to tell New York she was the devil. I said, Jax is still butthurt about when New York called him the devil. She said it just for something that she knew would get good edited, and your drama gave it even more of a clip for us to be like, oh my God, that was good. It was even good when we watched it. But still, I was like, Jax is still hurt by what New York said. So that's what they're doing. But back at home, Richard and Camilla they're forming a little bit of a friendship. Not, they forming, well, he's gay, but they're forming a friendship. And he's letting her know, like, I don't really trust Safari. It's something about Safari I don't trust, or Wes. And I was thinking you probably don't trust them because they're strong competitors. Safari plays like he's dumb. Once again, he plays dumb and he's not. Well, why people are back at the house who didn't go on a date talking, they're talking about, crimes, and Richard is um, telling Teresa, like, yeah, I went to jail, yeah, for tax evasion. Well, that's really at the beginning. They're talking about tax evasion. And he's telling her about going to jail now. So, but later in the day, they're talking about jail and stuff and all this and the tax evasion and Larissa's whole case and how she did 11 months and all this stuff. But Teresa still, Larissa and Teresa, they're going to confuse me a few times this season, but Teresa still to this day plays like I had no clue of what was going on. Weren't you doing the taxes? I mean, you were doing the taxes. You had no idea what was going on. You might not have known everything. I don't think she did. But you knew enough, girl. And I mean, you've already done your time. They can't try you for it again. But you still sitting around. I had no idea. Like I did, and I had no idea what was going on. I'm thinking, girl, wasn't you the one doing your own taxes? And weren't you doing y'all taxes for like 7, 8 years? Like, I mean, and I'm talking about you didn't do them once and mess up. Like, you did them for years. That's what I remember. But anyway, so so now they have to go for Safari to pick. So while they're on the lunch on the date, after they had the whole little talk with Jax, but Wes is telling him, hey, what you want to do is you want to pick 2 people that you're just putting up there, and then somebody you really want to go home. You know what I mean? And because then Safari telling him like, well, no matter how you do it, only one going home, and they like that's okay, but when you picking them, you really gotta have it where you don't care who goes home, but it's one person in particular. But you want to put somebody up there that you could save. You just really put them up there. You know what I mean? And you're gonna get people to vote for them and get them down. Then it's up to the other 2. So he tells Safari this. Safari's like, oh, I don't know. Well, he's telling him okay to his face. But then he's saying stuff like, oh, well, I don't know. I don't know who I'm gonna pick. Because Wes is telling him, like, pick Candy. But he's telling him to save Candy, like pick her, but she's the one we basically save. But Safari tells us it's going to be a little twist. It's going to be whatever. Because I'm like, Safari's so looking for a moment. Ever since his first day on Love and Hip Hop, he is looking for his own thing. He wants to be as big as Nicki Minaj, and he never will. But anyway, so Safari, they go to the elimination. Safari has on this what they were calling Pepto Bismol. I'm like, Joe, perfect name for it. Perfect name. Because it was Pepto Bismol pink, and I was like, oh, Safari just does so much. No shirt, fur coat. Okay, so he's out there. He's getting ready to make his pick. He picks Larissa, Victoria, who've been kissing his butt. Tried to bring him coffee, but he drink water, not coffee in the morning. Can't you look at this man's body and tell he don't sit and pump it with sugars, grease, fat, carbs? You can look at him and tell. You can look at Safari and tell he works out once, twice a day. You can look at him and tell. You could tell that he lives off his body, for real. Like Larissa. I mean, like Larissa, but his looks better. But yeah, so he picks Larissa, uh, Victoria, and Candy. Now, when he picks Candy, she snaps. One, she snaps because I'm on your team. I was on your team. I also helped get us out of there. We played together. That's why we got through no matter what, even when they caught up, it's because we played together. And already you showing yourself shady in a game because you're turning on people that was in your team. When you could have just put three of them up, it made it easier for you because we were on two separate teams. But Safari didn't see it that way. And but she snapped and she told him he was basically nothing without Nicki Minaj. It was on and popping. If she didn't go home, that there was definitely smoke. And that she was gunning for Safari for the whole damn season. I said, honey, and I am here for it. I am here for it. I am here for it. I hate that the video is going to be broken into two parts. I really hate that, you guys. But I am so here for this season. I am. I think it's going to be very entertaining because you got a bunch of characters and actors. Not real actors, but actors on here, and so I know it's going to be a great season. Right now, in my heart of hearts, I actually, if I had to go with who I think would be the winner, I am thinking I'm truly leaning West is going to be on the top of my game. I don't know, something about them being in those road rooting stuff challenges. I'm like, those are way more intense and mind boggling and puzzles and all that, and it gets more extreme every time they do a new season of that show. So you just mentally should, by the time West should be mentally prepared for anything because you've been on all those challenges. So this is a baby walk in the park because some of these celebrities don't want to break a nail. So it's not going to be nothing that intense. So I'm thinking West. If I had to just pick one, I'd say West. If I had a top three of who I thought right now, top three out of the 10, I'd say it's either going to be West, Camilla. Sadly, guys, I think or Teresa, because I think she's gonna manipulate. I think she's gonna manipulate, show she know how to move with anybody. I don't know. I don't know. This season is real. But West is the top of my list. So if I just pick one, it's West. Hello again, Marie. Hello, Marie. Thank you, Christoph. Thank you, Susan, for coming back. Like I said, I the battery died. I cut off, so I had to start up a new one. I had to start up a new one. But yeah, like I said, so that was the episode. So next week when we come back, we'll see. They'll do the vote. Well, first of all, they'll have a redemption because remember, you get the redemption challenge. So one of those three women are going to be safe from it. It's just going to leave two women to be sent home. And then whichever two are left, one of them are going home next week. And, so I am so ready for this season. I really am. I am ready for this season. I am excited about this season. I'm excited about getting back with the reviews and us having great talk about the episode. So I'm looking forward to it. Anybody got any predictions of who they think right now? Because if you do, go ahead and let's see who it is. But right now I'm going for West. So I'm going to say West is my prediction on first day. Don't know because remember, but I kept Johnny Bananas though, long whole run. I did. Johnny Bananas. And then he made it. So, like I said, Johnny Bananas was who I thought. I never would have thought it was going to be Tanisha. She wasn't even on my radar at all to be a winner that season. But congratulations to her. But yeah, so and I think New York they brought her back, but they did that on Flavor of Love, and she didn't win that either time either. So sometimes they bring her back because she's great ratings. So that could be what that's about. She knows that part of the game. So, but yeah, so she's never gonna be on my list of winners unless they just giving it to her. But yes, guys. So I'm actually getting ready to get out of here because it's 5:52 my time. And like I said, I am at the hospital. My buddy's in the ICU. I am sitting in the break room of a hospital doing this live. But I am getting ready to go see Maxwell. So I'm going to actually get out of here so I can go get up and go see Maxwell. But thank you for this because you guys know I don't want to mix anything with our reviews. But thank you for this. I had to come and do it. I want to make sure it was the first episode of the second season. I had to make sure that we definitely came on here quickly and gave it because the show comes on Wednesday. So I definitely want to pump it on Thursday. Now, next Thursday, I will be flying out of town. But the good thing is, I'm probably just gonna do the thing early in the morning. So I'll do live next Thursday early in the morning because I do want to have the videos out, the reviews out on Thursday. I will see you guys later. Thank you guys. Don't forget to put in a comment who do you think's gonna win right now? Who is your pick after the first episode, after knowing the cast, after seeing the cast? So please put that in a comment. And don't forget, I'm gonna label these part 1 and part 2 of the review. So the other part is the one that cut off, and I had to come back in and start the next one. What up, Sparky Sparks? So I'm gonna get out of here, you guys, and I will see you later. I'm going to see Maxwell. I am fortunate, honey. I am fortunate. So I'm going to see my Boney, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Love you. And if you didn't see it, go watch the first episode of House of Villains on E Entertainment. Go watch the first episode of House of Villains season 2. It was real good. See you guys later.